Yo, what is up, everybody? Ceresco back again. Another chapter from the story Don't Turn Around, written by Jacob Harris. Remember to check out the links in the description below to show love to the author. Like, comment, and subscribe. Chapter 2. When the final classes of the day had finished, students hurried off to get a start on the rest of their day. Like most days, Shizuko lingered. She stayed behind for the simple fact that she didn't want to get caught in the rush of students. That way, she could avoid those awkward situations where she might bump into someone and have to utter an apology. But, unlike most days, where Sayuri and her friends were among the first to make their escape, the four had stayed behind. They gave Shizuko quite the scare when they jumped out at her from around the corner of the hallway. "Hey Shizuko, do you have any plans?" asked Nami. "Wanna go to the beach with us?" asked Aika. "I don't know if I should. I'm not supposed to go anywhere after school. I'm supposed to go straight home." "But the beach is so close," said Nami. "Come on, you'll be back home in no time," added Aika. Hana placed her hand on Shizuko's shoulder. "Don't you want to be our friend?" Trying her best to sound as if the words coming out of her mouth had been formed out of sincerity and not from malice. Shizuko looked hesitant to answer. She took a moment to look at all the smiling faces around her. Oddly, the only face that wasn't smiling was the one most familiar to her. Chizuri, so miserable. And when Shizuko's eyes met hers, Chizuri looked away. Even so, seeing Chizuri's face was enough to make Shizuko smile. "Okay." And the girls wasted no time catching the next bus headed to the beach. Hana, Nami, and Aika shared a seat at the front, while Chizuri and Shizuko shared one in the back. Since transferring to your school, I was wondering when we would get a chance to hang out again," said Shizuko. She wore a smile that looked so strangely out of place on her. "I've been wanting to talk to you, but you're always with your friends, so I didn't want to bother you. But now, we get to be friends again." "Why did you come back?" asked Chizuri. "Well, after my mom died, my dad and I didn't have a choice. My dad's salary wasn't enough to cover all the medical bills. Even after selling our house, still couldn't get out of debt. We could barely afford the rent on a one-bedroom apartment, so my aunt invited us to come back here so we could live with her." "Oh, I didn't know your mom died. I'm sorry." Even from the back of the bus, Chizuri and Shizuko could hear the wild laughter coming from the others. Had Shizuko been able to look away from Chizuri, Chizuri would have seen that the laughter would come only after the others had taken peeks back at them. Chizuri had noticed the peeks, though, and she was well aware that the laughter was all at Shizuko's expense. It's not so bad," said Shizuko. "At our apartment, I could only stare out at the window, but at my aunt's house, I can lie on the grass, stare at the sky at night. Try to see how many stars I can count. I know it sounds dumb. That's why I only count them on the nights where there aren't that many. Remember how we used to do that when we were young? No matter how many I counted, we were always able to count more. Because I lied. I would always let you go first. That way, I could just make up a bigger number." "So that's how you did it." Shizuko then let out a small laugh, prompting Chizuri to do the same. It was happening gradually, but Shizuri was growing comfortable with Shizuko, making it feel as if their time apart had never taken place. Sure that the others were going to play a prank on Shizuko, Shizuri decided she would tell her friend before the others had a chance to make a fool out of her. Hey, Shizuko. Before Shizuri could finish what she had to say, Hana popped up from behind the seat in front of them. Hey, why aren't you two sitting up front with the rest of us? Making us feel left out. We were just talking. Well, we're trying to figure out what we're gonna eat after going to the beach. But Aika says she won't eat danburi, and because her mom made her eat it last night, and I don't want the buri either, so what do you two want? Shizuko then asked, can we have udon? Udon? How about you, Sayuri-chan? What do you want? I don't know. Can't even choose what you want to eat? Thought a choice like that would be easy for one of you to make. A short time later, the girls arrived at the beach. Nami and Aika wasted no time in sprinting toward the sand, looking like a couple of children as they did so. Hey, get back here, demanded Hana. We didn't come here for that. Both girls were smiling half-heartedly when they returned to Hana's side. It was evident that having been yelled at had frightened them. Rather than frolicking by the surf, the girls led Shizuko down a narrow path just off the side of the beach. They had insisted Shizuko cover her eyes with her hand to keep her from spoiling the surprise. To keep the girl from falling in her blind state, Nami and Aika guided her by her shoulders the whole way. Where are we going? Asked Shizuko. Shh, it's a secret, Nami replied. Yeah, so no peeking, added Aika. Stop right there, said Hana, when Nami and Aika had led Shizuko to the perfect spot. Shizuko was now standing only steps away from the edge of a cliff, overlooking a grouping of jagged rocks below. What are you doing? Sayuri asked Hana, and she found just how dangerous a prank the others have decided to pull on Shizuko. You can look now, said Hana. When Shizuko removed her hand from her eyes, she nearly lost her balance. She found herself near a fall that would most certainly lead to an untimely death. Before Shizuko could turn around and begin backing away from the cliff, Hana spoke up in a most unpleasant tone. Hey, Shizuko-san, don't turn around. You don't want to know what'll happen if you do. What is this? You think you're so high and mighty, don't you? Who makes you think you're better than us? Your dad's just a janitor. Yeah, your breath smells like a dog's, exclaimed Nami. Your boobs are so small, exclaimed Aika. Why are you doing this? Please stop this, said Sayuri, her voice barely loud enough for Hana to hear, despite the fact that the two were standing next to each other. What are you talking about? You knew we were gonna do this. No, I didn't. Dog's breath, yelled Nami and Aika in unison. Nami then picked up a rock and threw it at Shizuko, narrowly missing her, hitting her foot. Aika then threw a rock that hit Shizuki in the foot, nearly making the poor girl lose her balance. Stupid, what are you doing? Whispered Nami. It was an accident, Aika whispered back. Sayuri-chan. Why? Stop it! Exclaimed Sayuri knocking the rocks out of Nami and Aika's hands. Whose side are you on? Yeah, we agreed that we were going to do this to her, said I. And we're all in this together, so stop acting so high and mighty. No, I never wanted to do this. I'm nothing like you. While the three argued and even began shoving, Hana picked up a rock and threw it at Suzuko, hitting her in the back of the head. The impact dazed the girl so badly that she lost her balance and fell over the edge of the cliff. Seeing this, everyone came to an immediate halt. It felt as if the world had stopped just for them and because of what they had done. She lost her balance. Didn't have anything to do with it. The girls, ever so slowly, made their way to the edge of the cliff. Sprawled out on the now bloody rocks below was Shizuki's lifeless body. Shizuko! Screamed Sayuri. Unable to stomach such a sight, Nami ran off, but she was forced to bring her retreat to an abrupt halt when she began vomiting violently. Hana also ran from the edge, but she had only run off to collect Shizuko's book bag. When she returned, Hana attempted to throw it off the cliff, but Shizuri snapped the bag away from her before she could. What are you doing? We have to throw it over so it looks like an accident. If she doesn't have her bag, the police won't get suspicious. No, I won't let you. Come on, we need to get out of here, Aika said, who was tending to Nami. Come on, if somebody sees us, they'll know we had something to do with this. Hana stood chest to chest with Shizuri. If anybody finds out about you having that bag, we're all gonna be executed. Do you understand? I'm not gonna die because of someone like her. Hoping to establish an alibi, the girls hurried back to the town and stopped in at the near restaurant. Hana insisted the girls eat despite their unsettling stomachs and act as if nothing out of the ordinary had taken place. As far as the other customers and the staff were concerned, the four were just regular teenage girls spending a night out. I don't want them, Bori, said Nami, who was fighting a losing battle to keep her tears at bay. I just want to go home. Shut your mouth already. I haven't stopped whining since we got here. Do you want everyone to see you crying? If they see you, they'll know something's wrong. Shut up and eat. You're the one who wanted them, boy, remember? You're always complaining that we never do what you want. Well, now you're doing something that you want. Why the hell are you complaining, huh? Hana had scolded Nami so loudly that some of the other customers couldn't help but look in their direction. Sorry, said Hana, with a polite smile on her face. Or maybe we can go back and I'll make you eat all that stuff you threw up. So help me, if they pull your DNA out of it. It's okay, said Aika. I kicked dirt over it. An ambulance sped by the restaurant. Its lights were flashing and its siren was blaring. The girls were noticeably startled by it. Acting as if the ambulance had done nothing but bother her, Hana began eating. Though she was ruthless, her hands were shaking visibly as she did so. As she had begun doing since the group had arrived at the restaurant, Yuzuri kept her gaze on the floor. This prompted Hana to cast a most unpleasant glare at her. After their impromptu night out, the girls went their separate ways. Yuzuri went straight to her room after making it home. What had happened to Shizuko played itself out over and over in Chizuri's head. It wasn't so much the blood on the rocks that disturbed her, so nor was it the awkward positioning of Shizuko's mangled limbs. It was her eyes. Every time that scene replayed in her mind, Chizuri couldn't help but feel as if Shizuko was staring directly at her, making it seem as if the girl who had lost her life wanted to know why Chizuri would play a part in such a thing. Having made sure her door was locked, Chizuri opened Shizuko's bag and began looking through it. At first glance, there looked to be nothing out of the ordinary. There was nothing but books and other school supplies. Sticking out of a book was a piece of paper. There was nothing odd about a piece of paper placed inside a book, but something compelled Chizuri to take it out. When she found out what it was, stabbing pain immediately inflicted itself upon the pit of Chizuri's stomach. What she had found was a picture she had drawn years ago when she and Shizuko were in elementary school. It was of the two of them in a grassy field under a starry sky. Chizuri had given it to Shizuko after telling her she hoped the two would be friends forever. Shizuko, whispered a now sobbing Chizuri. It was immediately after calling her friend's name when the floorboard creaked. Chizuri was hesitant to turn around, thinking her mother had entered through a door that hadn't been properly locked. If that was so, then she surely would have heard Chizuri speak the name that would soon be referenced numerous times in newspapers and now news broadcasts. Mustering the courage, Chizuru turned around but found no one there. That, ladies and gentlemen, the end of chapter 2.